This is Wolf Wisdom, and welcome to our Halo Collar FAQ video. Now, if you are considering Halo for your furry friend or already have one, you're in the right place. And this video will answer some of the most common questions about the Halo Collar, including the differences between the various collars. And we'll talk about the wonderful community that is all about Halo, and we'll give you some tips if you have a sensitive dog. So if you are new to the Halo Collar, maybe you're looking at upgrading, we've got a lot of information for you today, and we've got the perfect person to answer these questions. Her name is Lindsey. She's a senior custom success specialist, and that's a new title. You're a success specialist, right, Lindsey?
Yes, a customer success specialist. It's quite a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but I guess the great thing is that you get to interact with a lot of people with the Halo Collars, and you really kind of get to know the ins and outs of the whole thing.
I definitely do. I talk to so many amazing people every single day who just love the Halo Collar so much, and it's just such a privilege to be able to help them along this journey.
Yeah. And I think just like any technology, right? Sometimes there's a learning curve. Some people pick it up a little easier than other people. Some people might be a little intimidated by technology in general, but you guys are there, stand behind them no matter what problems they might be encountering or just questions that they might have.
Absolutely. We are always here to help. We have so many different support options. All of our agents are highly trained and highly skilled on all the different troubleshooting steps, and just any questions or concerns that customers might have, we are just always there for them.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm been around for a while now. I'm pretty up to speed on the Halo Collar 3, but I know there's a lot of people that, were early adapters. They got the first Halo Collars. So tell us about the differences, say, between the Halo Collar 2 and the Halo Collar 3.
The Halo 3 has improved GPS tracking accuracy and reduced tracking delays compared to the Halo 2 Plus when it comes to LTE cellular tracking. So that's being able to track your dog within the My Map screen of the Halo app and be able to see exactly where they are on your property at all times. The Halo 3 also features enhanced hardware, including a magnetic charging port and 2 sizes of contact points for better functionality and convenience for our customers.
Okay. So it just kind of took what was already great and just kind of took it up a notch, it seems like, with the Halo Collar 3. So one thing that I wanted to ask you about, because I foster dogs here and there. So I've got kind of a wide range of dogs that are coming in and out. Sometimes they're here for, a couple of weeks. Sometimes they're here just for a short period of time, but they're all different, right? So we got a bruiser dog that is like, hard to control. He's got massive energy. And then just recently I had a very sensitive dog. I couldn't even pick this dog up. I couldn't even put the collar on the dog, but my wife could. I think he had some sort of abuse issue or who knows what was going on. So, we thought about this dog, putting the collar on him and the feedback function, it might just freak him out because the dog is on edge as it were. So do you have any sort of, guidance to how to actually control that and how to set, a feedback function for a dog that might be really skittish?
Absolutely. And like you said, every dog is different. They come from different backgrounds. They have different potential trauma that we need to keep in mind when we are putting a device like the Halo Collar on them. So if your dog is sensitive to the feedback, you can definitely adjust feedback settings to provide a more gentle response. We recommend starting with the lowest intensity levels for vibrations or sounds and gradually increase only if necessary. And we also recommend to consult with a professional trainer or your veterinarian for additional advice, just to make sure that they're comfortable throughout the whole process.
I have found just in my limited experience here that the very low, settings is usually sufficient, but, on occasion you might have a really robust dog, a really thick neck, and we should probably dispel any myths. This is not a shock collar. This is not electrocution. This is like a little vibration. To me, it's like when I take the laundry out of the dryer, like, oh, it kind of catches your attention, but it certainly doesn't do any harm.
That's correct. Yeah, we refer to it as static. A lot of people you'll see on forums will refer to it as shock or something like that, but that's actually not the case. It is static, and I always equate it to when there's static in the air and you touch, a doorknob or something along those lines. That little static that you get. It's very similar to that. And a lot of our customers have found that they don't even need that feedback option. They will start with training only with the vibrations and the sounds, and their dog responds so well to that that they don't even need to go a step further to the static.
Right. And even maybe you needed it for the first couple of weeks, but then you could turn it off because you don't even need it anymore.
Exactly.
Leave it on. It's not.
Yeah, you can leave it on, and it's also it's a good tool for dogs with thicker fur. So think, like a Great Pyrenees, for example. Sometimes they need a bit more because they might not be able to feel the vibration through all the fur that they have. So it's just an added feature to kind of make it a little more robust for all of our customers' needs.
That's great. Now, what if somebody doesn't have a smartphone with them? Can they still use a Halo collar?
Having a smartphone is recommended for the best experience with the Halo collar, especially for setting up and managing virtual fences. With that being said, you can use a computer or tablet to access some features. However, real-time alerts and GPS tracking are most effectively managed through the Halo app on a smartphone. So it is our recommendation that you do have a smartphone in order to use the Halo collar.
Okay. Any other phone requirements then if you are going to have a smartphone? If you got an older smartphone, will that work? Or do you need to have the latest phone?
You don't need to have the latest phone. You simply just need to make sure that the smartphone has the latest operating system updates as well as sufficient storage space to download and run the app smoothly. But the Halo app is compatible with both iOS and Android devices.
Okay. So it's just like any technology, right? Everything's upgrading. I got a printer right behind me that I think it's 10 years old. And this morning it said updating firmware. So the same thing happens with the Halo, right?
Exactly. Yep. You can always check for firmware updates. It's very similar to what you would get on your smartphone, just to kind of alleviate any bugs or fix any little minor issues that may have occurred during the last firmware update. And you can check for those by heading to settings within the Halo app and clicking on My Collars. From there, you'll select the collar in question, and you'll find whether or not your collar is up to date with firmware. If it's not, from that screen, you can go ahead and update the firmware yourself.
It's nice to know that you guys support the product and you're always updating it as things improve, so it's amazing.
Absolutely.
What about people that have a very large yard? I don't have a very large yard, so I don't really have that experience. But I can imagine, you've got maybe a barn that you want to have the dog avoid. But then you also have, boundaries around the yard or whatever it is, a lake, whatever on your property. Can the Halo really handle a very large perimeter?
It absolutely can. A lot of the people that I talk to every day and a large part of our customer base have farms and land with a lot of acreage. So the Halo collar is equipped with advanced GPS technology that allows it to create and manage virtual fences over large properties. So for example, you can set large boundaries or multiple large boundaries even, ensuring your dog remains within safe areas, even on extensive grounds.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Perfect customer for you would be somebody with a large yard because you can't put a fence around everything if you've got, it would just be cost prohibitive. So
Absolutely.
That's great. The question I was asked to ask you is, what should I do if my collar isn't responding to commands? Is it possible to lose connection?
If your collar isn't responding to commands, there are a couple of things that we can do to troubleshoot. The first would be to try to reset the device. Making sure that it's fully charged, also trying your hardest to not let it fully die, because once it does, we kind of have to restart as far as the GPS initialization goes. You can also check the connection between the collar and your smartphone and consult the Halo Collar Help Center for further troubleshooting steps. And last but certainly not least, we have amazing agents in our dog park and multiple support avenues. So you can definitely contact customer support for assistance at any time.
And there is the great thing about the collar that I've noted is that there's this great redundancy, right? You've got the GPS, you got the wireless, in your house. So there are other ways that it can find to connect. But if you're having a problem, it sounds like you just do what you do with everything else, and that's you reboot, recharge.
Exactly. When all else fails, restart.
Yeah. That's the easy way. So we probably don't need to overthink that one. So for those of us that, might be thinking of upgrading from the Halo collars, tell us, when should you consider upgrading?
You can upgrade at any time. Like we've kind of discussed throughout this entire interview, with each model that gets released, there are more and more features that we just keep improving upon. So there's not a specific point where you need to upgrade, but if you would like to do that, you can visit the Halo Collar website or contact Halo customer support. Our agents can guide you through the process of upgrading your device and transferring your account and settings to the new collar.
All right. Any parting wisdom that you can give the folks watching the video today?
Go out and buy a Halo collar. You will not regret it. I use it on my dog. Most of us here at Halo use it on our dogs. We swear by it, and we just look forward to helping you keep your dog safe.
All right. Well, thank you, Lindsey, so much for joining us on this Woof Wisdom Halo Collar FAQ video. We hope that we answered some of your questions today, and we certainly appreciate you being here. And thank you for your insights to help us just make our dogs safer. That's so important. Hey, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Stay inspired, keep your pets safe out there, and we'll see you in the next episode of Woof Wisdom.